Okay.
For those who
what we do here is go back. 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
What's up, everybody? My name is Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha, and welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. Welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new, or if you're finding me for the first time. Thank you for watching. Man, it's Friday. Let's get the weekend started. Let's do some cool stuff today. We're going to look at a book. We're going to do a little bit of modeling. I'm wearing, come on, man, the best new type there is. Amaro, got to represent. You can get this on the Child of Mecha store. You can get most of these tools that I'm using tonight on the Amazon link on Facebook and YouTube right now in the description below, and then a little bit later on the Twitch. But you can get all that cool stuff. I've already sourced that stuff for you guys. Get some awesome books on there too. I'm going to show you one here tonight to start off with. Then we're going to jump over on the Jesta leg and get that going. So it should be fun. So welcome everybody again. Let's see who we got in the chat. We've got Gamer Bud, as always. Thank you for watching. And good old Jimmy Gumpa Fixation. He's our new mod for the YouTube chat. He got a little bit of a promotion this evening. So thank you, Jimmy, for helping out on that. I really appreciate that. A few people over there on Facebook still can't get that damn chat to work. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I thought I had it fixed tonight, but it just is not coming through. So I'm going to have to switch back to you guys over there on Facebook. So I apologize. Wish I could have it all in just one little window like I got Twitch and YouTube. That works flawlessly, but Zuck, get your shit together. Come on now. All right. So let's take a look at a book, should we? I think so. It's going to be a good book. I like this book. This book, you know, has a little bit of everything for everyone. It's a good cross-section of art. So let's switch over to 2. Boom. Maybe not. What is going on? Well, let's just do it manually then. Boop. There we go. Now we're working. All right, so as you can see, this book is called Robot Zenith. This is or Robot Envy, sorry, Zenith. This is by a group called Robot Envy. It's basically a community website for mech and robot artists and things. It's really, really cool. This book started out, I believe, as a Kickstarter campaign by those guys, and really cool, very nicely put together. I really like the quality of this book. As you can see, it is hard bound. This is a hardcover book. This is not a soft flippy floppy book. This is the real deal, man. And the printing on here is nice because it's got a mix of gloss over some of the matte ink and stuff like that. Really nice, really very high quality. I really like the feel of this book. Again, this one is on available on Amazon. Hit up the Amazon link. You will find this book. I sourced it already for you, so you don't have to search all over frickin' Amazon and go through a ton of different links to find the one prime place to get this book. So go there now and take a look at it. But we're going to run through this just real quick, and I'm going to show you some of the pages in this thing. As you can see, look at this. These are all the featured artists in this book. Just a ton of them. There are a lot of people on here that I follow on Instagram, especially. Very high quality artists here. So definitely, as I go through these, look these people up, follow them on Instagram, go to artstation.com. Most of these people will have pages on there because that is a super pro kind of concept art website. Just a ton of information and inspiration on there. So let's go through this and let's see what we got here. Okay, so right off the bat, you have a forward. Looks like the zoom is slipping here. Hang on. Sorry about that. Let's get that tape on there, get it secured so it doesn't slip. There we go. So as you can see, we got a forward here by Jake Parker. He's actually one of my favorite artists on Instagram. He makes these somewhat whimsical, art pieces, robots. He does a lot of very cool artists, and his style is really awesome. So he made like whimsical robotic versions of like Marvel superheroes, and he did a robotic version of the old Instagram logo, the actual camera and everything. He did like a hamburger type of robot. It was really cool. It's a very neat style. So forward is by him, and I'm sure he is in here as well. Just let's go through and just kind of flip through here, and I'll show you kind of what I mean. So let's get this over here and start flipping pages. And as you can see, these are not all of them are super high tech mechanical images. A lot of these are very artistic and some of them are comic created. This is more like pop art right here. Really cool varieties of art styles in this one. So this has a little bit of something for everybody. Here's more sort of like kind of comic art, almost in a somewhat of a graffiti style, almost. Really cool. Some more kind of painterly type stuff. That's really cool. Look at that guy. That's pretty neat. Let's keep going here. You know what? I've seen this somewhere before. I might have seen it on Instagram. But awesome stuff. This is a 3D render. So not all of them are going to be, 2D art. Some of them will be, 3D renders and stuff like that. But, if you look at this, it looks somewhat whimsical with, with the face on the monitor there. But, when you really start to get into it, I mean, you can see some of the mechanisms and mechanical structures and things. Really pretty cool. Let's see. This is a cool one. This is by an artist, David White. Really neat stuff there. I mean, you could probably kit bash that, this type of thing, you know, from some Gundam kits too. I mean, you can see some. You probably get away with some of the kind of G-Reco kits or something like that. Those would be neat. Let's see. Ah, okay. Here's where it gets really interesting. Okay, so this is one of my favorite artists, Emerson Tung. I'm a big fan of his. He just makes some of the coolest looking mech art out there. I mean, look at this samurai robot deal. I mean, just really super awesome. You know, all the detail. You got the filigree in the armor pieces, but then super robotic, you know, gears and pistons and, you know, moving mechanisms and things. Just an awesome artist. This is a really cool one that I've been a fan of. This is he calls it the Mech Jet Fighter Condor. Just really awesome. I mean, you've got like a little jet kind of fuselage and cockpit here. I guess that was maybe intended as a pun. Cockpit, maybe not. But this is really cool. This kind of big super robot kind of looking mech here. Just a really talented artist. I really like Emerson Tung a lot. Really good stuff. You know, you got, you know, some cute little kind of whimsical comic style robots here. You know, kind of cute. You know, you could probably scratch build those. Those are pretty neat. And you know, you can see like this guy paints in like watercolor and things like that. So a lot of different styles. This is another artist that I follow on Instagram, Spadonky. I don't know how you say it. Spadonky. But his style is very unique because his style is almost kind of purposefully messy. As you can see, I mean, obviously there's no lines that are straight on this at all. You know, proportions are way out of whack, but that's kind of his style, but I dig it, you know. Really cool artist. And let's see if we can find some more really good ones here. I mean, all of these are honestly really good, and you can get inspiration from this like crazy. But obviously there are going to be some that are going to be a little bit more influential to our hobby than some others, obviously. This is pretty cool. I like this. Very kind of very high contrast, you know, dark, thick line style artist. Very cool. These are neat. Look at these things. These are awesome. Jake Parker. Okay, so here's Jake Parker, the one I was talking about before. I mean, look at this. This is like a little kind of Jacques Cousteau, you know, little weird submarine and things. And he also obviously, you know, paints or makes art that is more serious in flavor too. I mean, it's almost kind of like a Junior Moose from that movie Chappie. Sort of has that style feel, but then, you know, of course he goes back to, you know, his whimsical style very often, and that's more kind of what he's known for. So yeah, so Jake Parker, very talented artist. I follow him on Instagram. Very good stuff there. So let's keep flipping. Let's see. Okay, so this is a good one too. Jacob Rozalski. He is on Instagram. He's on ArtStation. Very cool stuff. He does these kind of weird, you know, Titan style paintings and pieces with, you know, with normal life usually going on in the foreground of the piece, but then some big monstrous robot happening in the background, like it's nothing, you know, to these people, like it's normal every day. So really talented artist. If you guys are familiar with the director of Chappie, Neil Blomkamp, He has a channel on YouTube that he does like shorts and things on, and one of his 3D animated shorts was based on a painting by this particular artist, and it was really awesome because it's gory and it's crazy looking, and it was awesome. So go find Neil Blomkamp on YouTube. I forget what his channel is. Maybe somebody in the chat can help me out with that. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I'm subscribed to it, but I can't remember the damn thing. It's really, really a good channel to be subscribed to. Very cool, you know, shorts and stuff on that channel. But we're gonna just quickly go through the rest of this here. I don't want to take up too much time, but as you can see, I mean, there's just a lot of variance in. Wow, that's cool. That's pretty neat too. A lot of variance in artistic styles and all sorts of you know, different artists and the way they do things. Look at this. If you guys are not familiar with Calamity, you should definitely be familiar with him. Luca Zampriolo. Zampriolo? I don't know, I can't pronounce the damn thing. But Luca Z, basically what he used to go off of, it was funny because he used to do just scratch-built models back in the day. And Luca was actually on the Child of Mecha message boards back in the early 2000s. And he used to, you know, kind of get on there and chat with us and everything. And it was really cool. I mean, it was kind of cool to see how far, you know, Luca has come. I mean, he's got his own books and stuff like that, video series, all that stuff on making models. Here's one of his models right here. I don't know if that's the Briegel or not. It could be. But yeah, I mean, here's more of his actual 2D artwork. Just a talented guy, Luca is. But and I've got his book, actually two of his books, on that Amazon link already sourced for you guys. So if you are a fan of Luca, man, go pick up his books because they are just awesome. These are pretty cool. I mean, look at these. These are like super deformed little guys. Very cool. Very cool. More kind of artistic, almost Disney-esque style, especially this one. That one's pretty wild. These are neat. Look at these. These are cool. Reminds me of like almost like Zone of the Enders, you know, that kind of style, I guess. Maybe a little less angular than those, but somewhat familiar. But you know, and as you can see, I mean, look at this style. This is like very kind of, I don't even know how you would describe this kind of art. Blocky, and I don't know, but very cool, very distinct in this book. Just, you know, wild stuff. You know, you've got some more abstract style here. So yeah, so really cool book. Definitely pick it up if you're into, you know, more artistic styles, and then you're into a varying group of artists. This is definitely the book, man, because it's just wild. Pretty neat there. Little double spread. Pretty cool. Space Boy robots. There you go. So, all sorts of neat stuff in here. Look at these. These are wild. Very comical. Whimsical. Very neat. Very neat. And then, yeah, so here, you know, gives credit to all the Kickstarter backers on these two pages here. And, yeah, just a lot of really cool stuff. Here's the Robot NV team. Special thanks to, you know, some of the other groups that made it possible. And, so, yeah, there you go. All right, guys. So, book of the day, Robot NV Zenith. So, if you're into that, why don't you go pick it up? It's a pretty cool book. I think it's like 30 bucks on Amazon right now. And it's on Prime. So if you guys have Prime, you can get it in like 2 days. Maybe even Sunday. So cool stuff that. All right, so before we get to modeling, I have a confession to make to you guys. I cheated on you. I did. I was not faithful. I said on the last stream that I would continue detailing the Jesta leg, and, well, I lied. I worked on it yesterday. So I did some cool stuff, though. I'll show you, kind of what I did. It looks a little bit different. Not crazy different, but a little bit different. But it's pretty cool. So let's switch over. Or actually, we're already switched over. Let me grab the leg here, and let's get you zoomed in so you can see the details. There we go. That's good. That looks good right there. Let's get the tape on there so it doesn't slip. All right, so on the front knee here, hopefully this will come through. I added, let me get my little chopstick pointer here. I added this little vent, right, and let's get these panels off so I can show you a little bit more kind of how I did it, because just showing it to you doesn't really explain too much. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Nudge these panels off here for you. And there we go. All right. So, like I said, there's the piece. Let's get you zoomed in a little bit more. All the way in. Now we're looking good. All right. So, like I said, I added that little piece right there. That little, and it's raised, as you can see, a little off, just a little bit off of that panel, but I recessed it as well. So what I did here, let me get the stock piece here for you, and we'll do a quick side-by-side. Oh, come on. Focus. Come on, camera. Work with me here. All right, now it's got me. Okay, cool. So here's what it looked like before. Very plain Jane. And like I said, I added that little vent piece right there. And if we pull, we're able to. Let's get the other one here, and I'll show you kind of the inside of it, and we can compare what that looks like, because I had to do a little bit of surgery on that piece to get that vent in there. Come on. Not wanting to. There we go. All right, so here is the back, the inside of these two pieces. Let's get it centered on camera for you. And let me try to get a little bit more light on this here for you guys. A little bit too much light. There we go. All right, so let's swing these around just a little bit there. All right, so as you can see, on the original piece here, it had these two little fins right here that connected to this little guy right here. And I don't know why they connected it that way, because there's no play laterally. So it just really, for me, it doesn't make sense to be there. So I cut these two little fins out, cleaned that out, and made it nice and flush, and then cut the appropriate sized, hole for the vent, and then backed it with a 1/4 millimeter piece of cut and formed styrene on the inside. Put it all together with Tamiya extra thin, and there you go. I just did a quick outline scribe in 0.15 millimeter, and there you go. It's somewhat off the surface, but if you look at the actual depth of the vent, it looks like it's below the surface. So really cool stuff there. And also, I'm not sure. Yeah. Oh, right there. There you go. So I did some scribing on here too. And what I did was I just kind of brought a line down here and made it look like this piece is separated from this piece here. So I think that's a nice little way to kind of not add anything, you know, topical to that surface, but it is a way to break up this big kind of weird shaped surface. And the last thing I did on this piece was, let's see if we can catch the light on here. Kind of hard on two surfaces, but I scribed a notch right here and also right here. And I know that's hard to see. Let's see if we can. All right, so there you can kind of see it in the light. And that's on both sides. So that kind of breaks up the visual monotony of that particular piece. So that's part of what I did there. So that looks really nice when it's, you know, together and everything. It's a nice kind of cohesive look. But what I also did to this piece is back here on kind of these little panels here, was I just kind of did some strapping, you know, small strapping detail back here. I did it on both sides as well, so 2 on each. Pretty neat. And finally, the last thing I did was to kind of neaten up this little detail piece here. Let's see, a little hard. Let's pull back the light so we can have a little bit more contrast. Pull that back right to there, normal position. All right. So what I did, on either side of the channel here, I ran a 0.3 millimeter panel line, and then a 0.15 millimeter panel line horizontally right there. So it kind of breaks up that that surface as well. So I think that looks a lot better. Added a couple of notches. Ooh, we had it right there. A couple notches here on the booster cover on both sides. So overall, this looks pretty cool. You know, a little piece of strip styrene right down there at the bottom. Let's see, also some angle notches on this particular piece. This is on the inside of the leg, so those are really cool looking. You know, I wanted to do something a little bit more than just have that piece plain, and I think that makes it pop, you know, pretty nicely. So we're going to put this thing back together. I'm going to show you kind of the overall look of it, because I really kind of dig it so far, and I feel like I'm getting pretty close to, you know, where I want to be with this leg. Let's see, we're missing a little vent cover. It's probably around here somewhere. It's probably underneath of something or hiding in a mess of parts over here. Here it is. Here it is. Found it. All right. So it's a little dusty right now because I still need to clean it off, but there. Let's get that centered up for the camera. Let's pull back just a little bit. And there is the Jesta leg so far. Looking pretty good. I like the details on this. I like the level of details. It's not crazy. All of this is something that, you know, pretty much anybody can do. It just obviously takes time. So pretty cool so far. Pretty cool so far. So I'm happy with it. And we'll continue working on this a little bit tonight. But before we do that, let's check in with the chat. Let's see who's in there. Bailey's in there. Welcome back, sir. Let's see who else. Tim Mather. Hello, Tim. Burkana's over on Twitch. Howdy. Jay Lynch as well, returning. Looks like those guys are having a good time. Let's check over on Facebook. because I think the one window froze up on me there. Let's see who's over on the Facebook. Project 73. Hello, sir. Pedro Rosado. Howdy. Let's see. Oh, and Berkana stopped over there as well. Good stuff. Well, hi there, guys. I'm going to keep trying to check in with you guys on Facebook. It's a little difficult for me because their chat is very wonky at the moment. It just is. It's a hard platform to stream on for some reason, and I don't know why. It's easy to watch live streams, but to actually stream on there is just a pain in the ass. So we're going to try to do what we can. So I will check back with you guys a little bit later. So if you guys have questions, shoot them out, post them in the chat, and we'll have some cool conversations. And while we continue on working on the Jesta. So we're going to go for probably about another, hour and a half. So we're about 30 minutes deep on this. So let's get to work. Let's see what is next on the agenda. So I got this piece pretty much done. This whole back here, I really like the look of that. The top, the upper leg is completely done. Love the way that looks. These back pieces are done. This piece is done. This piece is done. This piece is done. Probably going to work a little bit on the knee, but maybe not tonight. Maybe we'll switch it up and do something else. What I really think I should kind of focus my attention on is this front piece, this front ankle, kind of the lower cuff of the leg there. I think that needs some TLC. So we're going to work on that first. But to do that, we need to remove a lot of this armor from this piece, because a lot of it covers that piece. So we're going to take most of this off, and we're going to try our best not to break anything. So, and you guys are just talking back and forth over there on YouTube, having a good time. Like to see that. Like to see that. Looks like oh, Bailey, are you on a family trip right now? Watching the stream? Really? Tim Mather, let's see. Hey, Tim, were you apprehensive about doing a Jesta, seeing how that scratch building book was all about the Jesta? No, not really at all. Honestly, I mean, I'm not apprehensive about any model. Just because someone else did some, cool, crazy build. I mean, it's cool. I have my own style, and I'm not trying to replicate, that particular project. So, nah, man. And plus, I've seen tons of Jestas that are just wicked. Iffens is great, don't get me wrong. But, everybody has their own style. I have my own style, so it is what it is. Look at you, Bailey, making a good sacrifice. Look at that. You're on your phone, and the rest of the family's asleep. Man, crazy, right? That's awesome, dude. Well, thank you for watching, dude. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Ace Schultz is over there on YouTube. He says, oh, wow, this chat is popular. Kinda, yeah. Yeah, we got some people in here. Jimmy over there, Gumble Fixation on YouTube, says Jesta is just a great candidate to detail up. Looks great out of box too. Yeah, I mean the Jesta is an amazing shaped mech. It's got it's got a great silhouette, and all of the flat, just bare panels. I mean, it just screams for detail. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of like a detailer's dream kit, if you will. Plus the fact that it's just so amazingly solid, you just can't beat it. So, all right. Oh, okay, I got it. So Berkana's over there. Berkana, I guess, is Ace Schultz, and he's on all three chats at the moment. So check in with Facebook just real quick. I don't want to neglect those guys over there. Let's see. Cool. Very cool. Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Everybody's coming out. Good, good, good. All right. So before we start, got to put my eyes on, people. Got to put my eyes on. And we're focused. All right. So let's take a look at this piece. Now, I worked on this a few streams ago, and I just did, this just kind of outline, this outline scribe around this raised, this, molded in raised panel here. And that's all I've done so far. And it needs more. It needs more. Let's see what, man, you guys are going crazy about just back and forth. Anyway, so let's see, what can we do on this thing? I am thinking maybe adding something along maybe the front here. I want it to look a little bit heavier, a little bit more beefy, more reinforced, So I think that's what's going to be on the agenda for this evening. But the one thing that I really need to be careful of, though, is to not beef it up out of aesthetic proportion, So it needs a balance with the rest of the pieces that I have customized. Now, obviously, this is the second leg. This has not been detailed yet. The foot is finished, obviously, but the rest of it is not. So just using this as kind of a reference for the front there. So let's see, what shall we do? Wait a minute. Ideas are coming to me. Aha! All right, let's see. What do we got here? Is that too big? Yeah, that's too big there. No. No. It's not terrible there. So that wouldn't look good. Man, I don't know. Decisions. Let's see if we can get another panel here. Let's see what these panels look like. Just kind of holding up these option parts to this piece. Just seeing if anything kind of speaks to me, really. Because I really don't have an agenda on what I'm going to do with this particular piece. I'm honestly a little stumped on this one. So it's going to be a toss-up here. Maybe it's going to be some strip detailing. So I don't really think that any of those panels, those option pieces, I don't think any of those are going to really get me to where I need to be with this particular one. Actually, wait a minute. Let me see. Got some new ones here. These are the ones that I showed you a few streams ago from Bandai. So I have not even cracked these open. So let's see what Bandai has for us. Let's see if they can fulfill the need of the Jesta. If I can get it out of the package, that is. Come on. Get back in here. Alright. Throw that back in the box. And alright, so let's see. So we've got some, these white panels and stuff. Let's switch it over here. Let's see what we've got. No. See, the problem with Bandai, with these panels, is that they're so large, There's no, these things are massive. Look at this piece compared to that panel. That panel is big, really, really big. Let's see, what's that one look like? No, I'm just not liking any of these on, for the Jesta, that is. I'm just not liking any of those. Let's see what else we got in the box. Anything good we got in the box? I don't know. Probably not. Nah, screw it. You know what we could do? Let's get my box of Greeblies out. That's always fun. All right, so here's my box of Greeblies. Boom, just like that. Let's zoom out so you can get a full view of the box of Greeblies. Now, this is just one box of Greeblies. I have many box of Greeblies. I've got 5 and counting right now, but this is my favorite box of Greeblies. This obviously has just a bunch of little parts and things that I've kind of separated and prioritized and sorted and all that. Let's crack it open. I'll show you kind of what I mean. These are all from kind of either scrapped kits or kits that I bought specifically for kit bashing. And there's a lot of cool things in here that definitely could be used as detail parts. So let's see what we have. Got some, Zeta Plus and then regular Zeta heads there, some hands, some different poly caps. These are cool. These are just kind of rounded, sharp, kind of shape type things from some models that I used to have that I scrapped. Some pieces from the 1.0 Sazabi, some beam sabers and things. A lot of variety in this particular box of Greeblies. And even look at this, even some parts that I've kind of scratch built but never really used. Just didn't work out for some strange reason. These cool little kind of handle, kind of bar type things, we might use those, I don't know. But yeah, so if you have leftover Greeblies or something like that, especially like on the sprues, because all models pretty much come with extra parts, save those things, box them up. You never know when they're going to come in handy. I've used a ton of these, little Greebly deals in previous builds and things. And like I said, I've got 5 boxes of sorted parts and little Greeblies and stuff like that I have sitting up there on the shelf, just kind of waiting to be used. No, that's not going to work on this leg, but I do like the idea of that. And for this really to work, I'm going to either need 2 of a piece or 4, because if we're going on the sides, obviously the legs need to have a symmetrical look to them. I'm just not seeing anything in here either that's kind of catching my eye. So we're not going to use the box of Greeblies tonight. That's going to go off to the side. Man, builder's block, man. Builder's block. So let's just start drawing. Maybe something will come to me then. So let's get some fine grit sandpaper here. And we're just going to rough up this surface a bit. Just roughing it up. We'll sand it down later. Let's see, what are you guys talking about in the chat? Because I see you guys going and talking and everything. Bailey's like, oh, nernies. Let's see. And you guys have been talking for a while in there. Let's see what you guys got. Oh yeah, GamerBud. Yeah, they got tons of parts, tons of option parts. I've talked about that, I think, in some previous streams. Kotobukiya, Wave are 2 big Japanese companies that make option parts, but then obviously Bandai makes their line of builders parts and stuff too. My favorite is Kotobukiya, simply because they have a massive amount of variety, and they've just kind of been around for years. So yeah, just check out the MSG parts, like Gumbo Fixation, Jimmy had suggested there. A Schultz Berkana says the builder's parts, they make a lot, but production, although isn't often, you can grab them when they first come out. Yeah, true. Very good. Mostly weapons and equipment. Yeah, GamerBud, the MSG parts come in a ton of different varieties. You know, just because of sheer appeal, you're going to see the weapons and equipment parts. You'll see the hands and stuff like that too. But yeah, they make little detail parts. They've got a ton of them. I've got sitting behind the computer over here. I've got a pegboard, just with a whole variety of them, just hanging up. And you never know when they're going to come in handy, because there might be that little piece that is just going to make that part on your model pop. So yeah, look for those. I really like getting those off of Hobby Search, because they usually have an awesome selection of in-stock pieces. Their stock levels are just second to none. So really good stuff there. Let's see. Yeah, A. Schultz Berkana says MSG has more variety, but obviously Bandai has official logos, emblems, and things like that. And, the raised emblems for Fed and Xeon and all that good stuff too. Let's see, what else? Timmy over on YouTube, you should get the MFZ design resin upgrade bits, all high detail doodads that Anchoret uses for details. The MFZ, those are resin. Okay, are those the little precast little detail pieces? Is that what you're talking about? Because I can't justify spending the money on those when I can just look at them and replicate them in plastic strip and plastic sheet myself. Doesn't make sense. Let's see what else. Chris Wu is on. Welcome, Chris. Thanks for watching and tuning in. Welcome back. Bailey says, I love everything Wave. Yeah, Wave makes some good stuff, man. They used to be the only company that sold option parts back in the day, but then Kotobukiya just kind of just ate their lunch. Yeah, okay, so Tim over there on YouTube says, yeah, the precast details. Yeah, those are they 3D printed? Because they look 3D printed. I could be wrong, though. They could be just, dump molded in resin or whatever. But what he's talking about is these little detail pieces that are similar looking to the detail pieces that I've added here, and some of like the stepped detail pieces here. They actually have them, on this resin kind of plate or what have you, and you can actually buy them and kind of mix and match the pieces and everything. But I mean, for someone like me, I look at the pictures and I can replicate them. It's not that hard. But everybody has their skill level, so all that. Cool. Looks like Ricardo Silver Maverick is here. Welcome, buddy. Yes, I have used B Club hands in the past. Many moons ago, I bought the B Club hands. What model was that? I think it was a Master Grade Dom that I bought B Club hands for, and I also bought the B Club MMP 80 resin add-on as well. It's around here somewhere. It didn't come out too well, but yeah, B Club, yeah, old school. Yeah. The Blue Destiny is actually an original B Club conversion kit that I bought at least 15 years ago. on HLJ back way back in the day, and did it the first time in like 2005, and then refurbished it here in the last year or two. So yeah, very familiar with B Club, man. They, yeah, old school. Yeah, all of the conversion sets they made, we have kits of now. Yeah, go figure, right? So you spend a couple $100 back in the day, wait a few years, and then boom, you have a production model. So just have to wait a decade. That's all. No big deal, right? All right. So let's get you zoomed in so you can kind of see my thought process on this. We're gonna zoom you all the way in. We're gonna put it back here like this. So, oh man, you know, I really not sure what we're gonna do with this piece. Let's hold up. Nope, that's not. Here it is. Here's the modified knee armor right here that we have, and that just basically slots in, just kind of like that. You know, you get the point. So what I might want to do is maybe bring something down here. Maybe some strip detail. Kind of like the idea of that. I do. Yeah, Ricardo, all but the 1/100 flight goof. Yeah, you're right, right? That would be cool to see though in a kit. You know, maybe an RE, because it's got. Whoops, sorry about that. Maybe because, you know, it's a little bit on the larger side in terms of you know, the legs and you know, lower body armor and stuff like that. That would be cool to see. Back skirt is huge, so yeah, I'd like to see a flight type goof or flight type Zaku. Those would be neat. Those would be neat. All right, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I think what I have is going to maybe bring a strip. No, wait, let's make it nice and kind of wide, all the way to the corners. We're just going to bring that down. Not too far, because we want a little bit of breathing room between this this kind of raised, you know, kind of rectangular piece and the bottom of the strip that we're going to have on here. So there's kind of, you can see the pencil marks that I drew on this in the light there. Pretty neat. So I'm just bring this down. We're gonna, one other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slightly bevel those corners, because I just like the beveled corner look. I don't like square, you know, straps or strip detail. I like a beveled look. It just seems, just gives the illusion of more kind of mechanical. You know what I mean? So yeah, okay. So I like that. I think that, you know, right there with maybe some detail on top. Maybe just like a small strip of plastic right on top of that, similar to you know, say like this just a small little detail strip of plastic on there. Let's see, similar to that, you know, but just a small little detail piece. I think that's, I like that. I like that idea. I think that's what we're gonna do. Let's go with that. Let's commit to that. I'm committed. My wife might need to commit me, but I'm committed to this. All right. We want 1/2 mil, maybe 6.3. Let's see what that width looks like. Yeah, 6.3 will be the perfect width for this strip detail. I think we're gonna have to pull out the collection of evergreen here. Let's get you zoomed back so you're just not looking at a freaking label. Whoop, there we go. Tape up. Let's see, 6.3, 0.5 by 6.3. Where are we here? Let's see if we can find it. There's 1 by 6.3. That's not what we need. 1/4 by 6.3. It's not what we need either. Watch it be in the back. Nope, here it is. Cool. Rock and roll. didn't have to search too much for that particular width of strip. Now I've got a little half done strip in there that we're just going to kind of knock out here. There we go. I'm going to put that off to the side. And let's see how much strip we need. Let's measure. Visor down. Let's call that 9 millimeter. 9 millimeter of strip is what we're going to need. So we're going to pull our friend the chopper over here. We're going to put it to work here. What are you guys talking about in the chat? Chris Wu says you can refer to excess detail design is suitable for the Jesta too. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Kind of same, well, similar time period in, you know, the robot design. So yeah, that's a good call. It's a very good call. Love the Gundams, all the Gundam Sentinel designs. Just really kind of my style. All right, that looks like 9 mil. Got some debris here on the edge, and that's going to throw the measurement off if we don't clean that up. So we're going to recalibrate. 9 mil right there on the money. We're going to lock the stop block in, raise the arm, put that off to the side. Let's just square up the front of this just to be on the safe side, and we're going to pull that all the way, snap that. Now we've got a 9 millimeter piece of plastic strip. Let's see. Bailey says on YouTube, when I first watched Unicorn, the Jesta immediately looked SWAT team to me, maybe SAS or GIGN. Yeah, very spec ops, you know. And you know, that was basically what ECOWAS kind of was. They were, you know, the Federation's kind of version of special ops. So yeah, I mean that makes sense, you know. So let's see what Facebook's doing. Let's see what you guys are doing over there. Let's see. Robert LaFlash says Bandai bags are a pain in the donkey. Yeah, I'll agree with that. That's just funny sounding too. Love it. Love it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Always good to see you, Robert. Where do you get all your evergreen stripping? You know, good question. Good question. We used to have a really good hobby shop around me called Hobby Works. And it was literally, you know, 5 minutes down the road, so I could run there, get what I needed, come back, work, the whole 9 yards. And they carried the whole line. They had a nice spinning rack of evergreen, and they had a nice kind of rack of plastruct, formed plastic pieces and things like that. So I mean, they just almost any structural shape that you could think of, they had there at the good old hobby shop. They sold, you know, they sold Gundams, and they sold Mr. Hobby paints. You know, they sold virtually everything I needed except for really exotic things like, you know, like my tools and stuff like that. Well, sadly, they closed several months ago. But during their kind of fire sale, I was able to get the Mr. Color rack. So I have my own Mr. Color rack, guys, which is like cool. And it's out there in the other, you know, on the hallway, because it wouldn't fit in the studio with everything, because the studio's a little tight right now with all the benches and equipment and everything. So, but yeah, I've got pictures of it on Instagram and Facebook. It's kind of cool. It's just kind of like I don't know, it's a bragging thing. It's just cool to say I have a Mr. Color rack. But that's where I used to get my evergreen strip. But if you want to find it now, you can actually get it for really a good price on Evergreen's website. You can actually get bulk packs, like packs of like 50 strips. Some of them, like in the smaller dimensions, I think might be 100 strips of plastic. And, you know, pretty good prices, pretty good prices on shipping as well. So that's where I'm going to go if I need, you know, plastic strip from now on. There's another model shop down the road, but they don't have the rack, so it's not readily available. But, you know, if I'm not in a hurry or something, then I might go there and just have them special order it for me. But yeah, if you don't have anybody in your area that carries Evergreen, man, check out the Evergreen website. You can buy direct from them, and yeah, very good prices on that. So yeah, good question, Rob. Great question. Yeah, well, you know, the local store, you know, it was tough. It was just kind of one of those things. You kind of saw it in the tea leaves, so to speak. You could kind of predict that it was on a downward turn, unfortunately, based on a few different things, but not much we can do about it. So, you know, we watched it, kind of watch it dwindle and stuff. And then, you know, as it closed, I picked up a lot of deals because they would have, you know, 10% off every, you know, growing 10% off every week until it closed. And, hell, the final week or two, they were 40, 50, 60% off of everything in the store. So I went in and I cleaned them out of all of their evergreen plastic, all the strips and, you know, tubes and rods and all of that stuff. I cleaned them out. I don't think they had any more left on their particular rack. And I also bought, I don't know, like 40 some jars of Mr. Color, you know, most of the rest of what they had, and just a bunch of other stuff. A ton of decals, tons of decals. Cool little logo emblems, you know, from planes and tanks and stuff like that that I can use on here, which I think I might actually use on this Jesta, because some of these decals are pretty damn cool. So yeah, you know, it's the ebb and flow of retail establishments. What are you going to do? Not much you can do. Let's see what else is going on. Bro Builder, welcome, sir. Thank you for watching. It says, I get my Evergreen from Amazon mostly. Yes, they do have some Evergreen on there, but their selection is pretty limited. I would probably suggest going directly to the Evergreen website themselves and getting it from there. They might be a little bit more expensive compared to Amazon because everything's cheap on Amazon, but at least you're going to get exactly what you need, and the variety obviously is going to be their full catalog too. So just a suggestion. He also says there are great bulk styrene sellers on eBay if you look around a little bit. True. There's a picture floating around the internet with a gas station hobby shop in Japan with Evergreen racks. Oh yeah, dude, they use Evergreen. They've used Evergreen for decades. Like a couple, I think it was Monday, might have been Tuesday. Excuse me. I showed the Gundam Scratch Build manual, and that's from early 2000s. And yeah, I mean, it had like Evergreen strips, you know, in the book, you know, pictures of it and everything. So yeah, the Japanese modelers and all those guys over there, they use it a ton. You know, it's just a really solid product. I don't know what I'd do if they went out of business, quite frankly. Knock on some wood or something, you know. Let's see. Hurricane Tim. Okay, cool. Super Koji says Sprue Brothers carries a decent selection. It's the closest supplier to me. Cool. Yeah, go to the source. Yep, exactly, Bro Builder. Go to the source, buddy. Timmy Mather over there, let's see, says, I'm fairly new to scratch building and modding, and I'm a perfectionist and nothing ever seems perfect. Do you just have to get on with it and perfection comes with time? He says, it's annoying me as scratch building / modding seems to be a task that you only get good with practice. Is that right? Yeah. I mean, nobody starts out being an ace at scratch building. I wasn't. I had to work on it, and I had to practice, and I had to fail, and I had to realize, from my failures, what, the proper process is. So I think I might have shown this before, but let me push this out of the way. This right here, let me get you zoomed in, because this is a perfect example of one of my failures. And I'm not afraid to show this to you guys, and tell you that this was a failure of mine. And there's two of them here, and those were the second iteration. Actually, let's get you zoomed out so you can see the complete family of failure here. So all of these, here's a ruler for good measure, for scale. All of these pieces are essentially trash, kinda, but these are all failures. Essentially, what these were going to be were boosters. It had the little side, pivot pieces for here, and I had the backs already drilled out to accept, thruster bells and everything like that. And I was going to plate this up and plate up the front and everything. And these were actually going to be the backpack boosters for the Ozymandias. And I started with these. These were the first iteration. And then when I mocked them up, they just didn't fit. I didn't like just them being straight, and it's just like, eh. But then I made these, and these were better because they kind of, I don't know, to the front. You know what I'm talking about. I can't think of the word, damn it. Tapered to the front, obviously, and they had a little bit of a, kind of a better silhouette. These were kind of longer in the bevel. These were a little bit shorter, but that's kind of what I wanted. And when I mocked these up, when I put them on the backpack of the Ozzy, I just hated it. I hated it. I hated the way they looked. So altogether, with both of these, this took me altogether about 5 days. 5 frickin' days of scratch building on these, designing and all of that, of course, coming up with new designs, brainstorming and, plotting out what the thing is going to look like in my head, and, getting it down on paper and all that stuff. Man, at the end of the day, this was just 5 days wasted. Kaput, gone, down the drain. Cancel Christmas at that point. So yes, these are failures. I fail sometimes, guys. So don't get it twisted, man. If you're not feeling scratch building right now, just keep going with it. You'll learn. You'll get it. It's all trial and error. There's no college course that's going to teach you scratch building. There might, I don't know. I'm just talking shit right now. But, even us, even the guys that, seem to have experience, we fail sometimes. So don't feel bad, man. Everybody does it. It is what it is. It's part of the learning process, and it's part of modeling. It's kind of fun when you look back at it, because now I can look at that and say, man, yeah, you know what? I failed at that. So it's just something to learn off of. So it is what it is. Let's see what else. Man, you guys are talking up a storm here tonight. Woo! Let's see. Plus Space is the gas station. Oh, with all of the evergreen. Cool. Thank you there, Ricardo. Silver Maverick over on YouTube. Man, Ricardo, definitely check out Silver Maverick on YouTube and also on Facebook. Ricardo is an awesome dude that lives and works over in Japan. and goes to all the modeling conventions and competitions and things like that, even the local stuff. And man, some of the pictures that he comes back with are just mind-blowing. So check him out, Silver Maverick on YouTube, on Facebook. Ricardo, are you on Instagram as well, maybe? I can't remember, buddy. I can't remember. But yeah, definitely check him out, man. Just some amazing pictures. And he's a really good modeler, too. So check him out. Check him out. Give him a like. Give him a follow. All that good stuff. Because he definitely hooks us up when it comes to juicy, amazing pictures from the Japanese conventions and stuff. And he's quick with the news, too. So it's good stuff. Good stuff. Dietrich42 says, there's a hobby train store near me for everyone, or for Evergreen products, and I have a Hobby Town USA for Tamiya products. Hope they never close. Yeah, dude. It sucks when your local store closes, man, but I've got sources, so I'm okay. It's a little harder now, but what are you going to do? Bailey says, don't forget, guys, check for a train model shop around. That's Evergreen's main business. Yeah, that's very true. Those train guys, man, scratch building, buildings and scenery and all that. Yeah, they go crazy for that stuff. Definitely. Family of Failure, Super Koji. Yes. I'm glad you like that, man. That's my family of failure. Let's see. Bro Builder says, dude, no, all this is educational material. Man, you're doing it right. Dude, thank you. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you for the kind words. That makes me feel good. Berkana Ace Schultz over there says, you're going to fail. You're going to lose pieces. Never be afraid to do it. Yeah, very true. Very true. Really glad I failed as much as I did. Taught me a lot. Yeah, absolutely. Bro Builder with the taper assist. Thank you, sir. Let's see what else you guys are talking about here. Great learning from another builder's process. Thank you, Super Koji. Appreciate that, buddy. Bailey says, take it from me, an overripe grad student and college instructor. The old saying is true. Failure is the best teacher you will ever have. Absolutely, brother. I can't agree with you more, man. Let's see what else. Chris Wu also chimed in. He said, nah, everyone failed. That way you can improve your skill. Damn right. You're damn right. Bro Builder said, if you aren't failing, you aren't learning. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, though. No, don't look at Ricardo Silver Maverick. He says, no, don't look at my YouTube. It's a shame. Oh, man. Yeah, so he's definitely on Instagram and on Facebook, man. Go give him a follow, man. He's a good dude, man. I like Ricardo. I wish I could have hooked up with you back in 2016 when we were over there, but man, especially on that day, that Saturday of the competition, Bandai had us up and out of the door at, out of the hotel at 8 a.m. sharp. And we didn't get back until like 10 p.m. that night. Everything was scheduled and regulated and everything. There was just no way possible we could have hooked up. So I apologize. If I ever get back over there, man, again, we gotta make a date and we gotta hook up and shoot the shit, dude, and have a couple drinks or whatever. So that'll be fun if that ever happens. So, Tim over there says, thanks. With scratch building, I'm beginner, novice again. It's a humbling experience. Dude, yeah. It's abso-freaking-lutely humbling. When you can't do something, it makes you feel, dude, it makes you feel so inadequate. Let me switch back to stream one because I want to talk to you guys here just a little bit, kind of mano a mano. So right now, some of you guys know, some of you guys don't. What I do for a living is kind of educational design. I design online e-learning courses. And I shouldn't say I design them, but I put them together graphically and things like that. Provide voiceovers, do all the graphics, make them look pretty and function properly. So what we're trying to do is develop these into a bigger project. And man, I have no idea how to do this, and I was basically tasked with the job of finding out how to accomplish something. And in the beginning, I'm like, oh yeah, no problem, yeah, go ahead and give it to me. I'm confident I can find that out. And then man, this past week has just been, I have no idea what I'm doing. So that definitely harkens back to what Tim Mather is experiencing right now when it comes to scratch building. It's a very humbling experience. It's, you can definitely feel kind of defeated, if you will. But that, that's natural. That's part of the process. So don't ever, get down on yourself too much, because the more you pound at it, the more you practice, and the more you look at how other people do things, especially in whips and things like that, sooner or later, and I found that this is true in any type of training or learning, there will be an aha moment. That moment where everything clicks and it all makes sense. And then after that, sky's the limit. So just, if you're right now hearing me, or if you're in the range of my voice, if you are struggling with something, no matter what it is, keep pounding at it, keep grinding. If it's scratch building, that. If it's scribing, keep at it. If it's painting or what have you, or putting on decals or panel lining or whatever it is, even if it's not even in modeling, keep grinding, because you will get that aha moment, and then everything will click. So, words of wisdom by Uncle Tim. So I'll get off my soapbox now, guys. But yeah, dude, just keep grinding at it. You'll get it. You'll definitely get it. Let's see. Silver Maverick. I'll be back in Jersey in March. Oh, rock and roll. That's awesome, dude. Let me know. Yeah, we'll definitely put up something in the kitchen, dude. We'll get a class going, or like a hangout or something like that. That would be awesome if you could swing by there. That would be so cool. Yeah, dude. I mean, just let me know. All right, just shoot me a message, and we'll definitely hook something up. That would be so freaking cool. Now I'm excited. Can't wait till March now. That's awesome, dude. Cool. Let's see, what else? Bro Builder, hell yes, dude. Make it. Fuck it up. Make it again better. Fuck it up again. Make it again. Yeah, dude. Exactly. Bailey says, shutting down for the night. Take it easy, everyone. Tim, keep these streams coming. Solid goal for the Gunpla community. Thank you, brother. Dude, I try to do my best for you guys, even though I'm new at this. Obviously hosting Gunpla Talk helps me, kind of get the talking out of the way, but still, just this is a different setup than Gunpla Talk, with its own unique challenges and everything. So thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot, especially, being new at this. That's awesome. Oh, dude, Super Koji is scratch building sleeves for his Gyaradoga. Now, the big question is here, Super Koji, are you doing it on the 144, or are you doing it for the master grade? That's a big question. Because the size of those things matters. It's a little easier in 1/100, but it's still difficult. But man, yeah. The sleeves detail is not an easy, trivial thing. I did it for the Aussie, and it's a pain in the butt. Especially those little badges up around the collar that I scratch build. If you guys haven't seen what I'm talking about on the Ozymandias, I actually did a tutorial on making those little badges. These little things, and they were like 6 millimeters long by maybe 3 millimeters high, and they were. They had the wings and everything like that in them, and wrote up a tutorial on it. So it's on my website, childofmecha.com. If you have a few minutes after the stream, go check it out. I think you'll probably enjoy that. It's pretty cool. So, let's see. Yeah. Cyril Hottie, welcome, sir. Thank you for watching. Nice shirt. Fan of the White Devil, dude. Me too. It's good stuff. Cyril also says, hope the real grade new Gundam will be released soon. Been itching for that. Yeah, that would be cool. It would be, it would be an obvious, kind of partner to the real grade Sazabis. You guys see how big that box is, by the way? Box is like a master grade size box, and not like a little master grade either. So that's pretty wild. So let's see what else. Ace Schultz, Percana says, oh no, that seems pretty gnarly, Super Koji, although gave me idea emblems from builders parts. Yeah, Yeah. Scratch. Chris Wu says scratch build aren't easy, but it's fun once it's done. Yeah, you're damn right. You're absolutely right. Just the building process alone is so much fun. That's my that's my most favorite part of the whole modeling process. Is just construction and coming up with the ideas of how to put things together. It's really cool. Super Koji says I could just mask it out and paint it, but where's the fun in that? Yeah, absolutely, dude. Scratch build the whole thing, yeah, just go to town on it. It'll be custom. It'll be yours. Nobody else will have anything like it. That's the way I think, anyway. Let's see. Oh man, speaking of the real great, says Abby. Yes, that's from A. Schultz over there on YouTube. Burkana. Ordered 2 already. Jesus, dude. That's crazy. Chris Wu says, once done with first scratch build, then you level up skill and build a better detail. Absolutely. Yeah. Once you get your first kind of taste of scratch building, even if it's something simple, you want to do more and more and more. So Bro Builder over there on YouTube, he says, I'm working on a 100 scale IBO full city conversion currently. Nice. That'll be a task. That's awesome. Let's check in with Facebook. Let's see what those guys are doing over there. Let's see. Robert LaFlash says it was a great read. Thank you, man. Robert LaFlash also says it's massive. That's what she said. Sorry. I love The Office. I can't help it. I just gotta do it, guys. I'm sorry. Hate me all you want. Michael Scott. Let's see. A. Schultz, Burkana says, one's for the store, of course. Scratch building is so helpful. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So back to what we were doing before we kind of got off tangent here. Let's switch back over to stream. Whoop, come on. Hate this. Okay. So for those of you guys watching at home, I'm using Streamlabs OBS remote control app. I have more trouble with it than it's worth. I really need to get a Stream Deck. I really do. I want one so badly. I might break down and buy one this weekend because it makes it so much easier just having the little thing. Just boop, 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 pressing buttons, switching scenes and everything. That's so cool. But anyway, all right. So let's get you guys zoomed back in here so you can see. There seems about right. That looks good. Maybe 85 millimeter on that. And we're going to pull the chopper back down here because we're going to use this bad boy here to bevel some corners on this. And let's get you right there in the mix of things. Oh yeah, right there lined up, looking good. All right. GamerBud says, man, The Office is an amazing show. It so is. I love The Office. It's like one of my favorite shows all time. I've watched it. Binge watched it on Netflix 3 times in the past several years, so it's so funny. Let's see. Tim Mather says, have you spent any more time with the Silhouette Curio Cutter? I got it, and after a couple of days, put it away. I need to master it. Yeah, you know what? I'll be honest. That was a big waste of money. I hate to say it. I really do. I wanted to love it, but it's just a giant waste of money. It really is. Just a giant waste of money. It doesn't cut nearly as well as it's advertised. If you're trying to cut, a sharp corner, it rounds it a little bit, and if you're trying to cut like a perfect circle, it can wobble. Even if it's stuck down, the needle itself can kind of get off track and wobble. It can't cut through. The thinnest it can cut through in one pass is maybe 0.3 millimeter, but even then, even with the deep cut blade, where it's advertised to be able to cut through 2 millimeters of plastic, no way in hell. Absolutely not. Yeah, I was very disappointed with it, and it's a learning experience. Do some fucking research before you buy some cool new gadget. That's kind of what I learned from it anyway. So, you know, it's one of those things, Timmy. One of those things, man. You just kind of look back and you say to yourself, man, you were a dumbass for buying that thing. So we all have those moments. So don't kill yourself over it. It is what it is. Now, mind you, it has its places. I should definitely kind of bring back the topic to that. So with tiny detail, sucks all day. With larger things, then it's obviously a lot better, and the clarity and the sharpness on the cuts will be a lot better. So say, for instance, that you are creating an RX-78 or something like that, and you want to cut out Amarose A for the base, for a base that you're creating, and maybe it needs to be yay big, right? If you plot it out on that, then that will look really good. And then basically the way I see it is that will score or scribe the shape for you. Then you can use that as kind of a cutting guide and kind of go from there, essentially. Shoot. So overall, yeah, really disappointing. I never would suggest buying it again, but I do have to admit it does have some uses, especially in base construction and larger logos, maybe some stencils or something like that. But overall, yeah, big waste of money, and I wouldn't buy it again, unfortunately. And that, kind of bums me out to say that, because I was really hyped on it after seeing a bunch of people, use it, and it looked like they were using it to, pretty good effect. But I guess your mileage varies. I don't know. So let's clean out the debris in there in that cut field. What else? Ricardo over there, Silver Mavericks, has been watching a lot of now something videos to learn some scratch building. Cool. I'm guessing that's on YouTube. I'm not familiar with it, but it'd probably be obvious. Yeah, Tim says you feel the same way. Total waste of money. Yeah, it sucks, but what are you gonna do? Ace Schultz says, he was talking to Super Coach. Cool. And connections being made in the chat. Chris Wu says, one thing I learned, never use commercial tools to make fine super detailing part. Yeah, absolutely correct. Basically, it's touch feel stuff that requires hand practices to be perfect. Yeah. And that's very, very accurate. I feel the exact same way. The new technology tools and stuff like that, laser cutters, 3D printers, the curio, cutters, the vinyl cutter style, crafty things. They're all really cool. They all have their place. They all have their intended audiences. But at the end of the day, old school is the best school, man. You're not going to get really crispy, juicy, nice looking detail with precast parts of someone else's ideas. The way I look at it is, if I make my own, then these are my creations, and you know what, somebody else can copy them, but then they'd be biting my style, not the other way around. So food for thought. That's a very good good comment there, Chris. Very good comment. I like that. Scratch build for life. I'm on Tim's team. Man, I don't have a team. Do I? I don't know. Maybe. I never thought about it. Do I have a team? I don't know. All right, let's see what we've got going here. Okay. So there's kind of just the piece mocked up and laying there. Burkana, thank you, man. Ace Schultz, thank you for the sub over on YouTube. About goddamn time, too, man. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. So that looks pretty cool. I like that because what's going to happen is when this piece is in here like that, that almost serves as kind of like a heat shield or something like that for that ankle assembly. Maybe for the fragile parts underneath or something like that. That would be cool. GamerBud hashtag Team Tim. You guys are crazy, dude. But it's cool. I appreciate that. Man, this tag on the shirt keeps wanting to stick up on the back of my neck. Damn thing. Ugh. Ha, there we go. We're better now. We're better. Just needed adjusting. All right, so I really like the way that looks. Now, what you guys saw me kind of doing before was just bending this like this. The reason why is that this piece has a very, very slight curve in it, right? So if you were to put just, say, a plastic piece, and this is just a scrap piece, if you were just to put just a straight piece on that, then there would be a small gap in the middle. Now, you could press that down and hold that for 20, 30 minutes, but ain't nobody got time for that. So if you bend it just slightly, just with your fingers a little bit, that's going to put a slight bend in it, obviously. There you go. And that's going to lay down really nice and flush with that entire piece. Super simple, super easy. Maybe even flatten that out just a hair, because this curve is super, super subtle on this piece. There we go. That looks good. I like it. So we're going to actually just kind of pop that back just a little bit. There we go. So we're going to grab this with our tweezers. This is a larger piece, obviously, but the tweezers can handle it. Look at that. It's holding perfect. Oh, man. Freddie Was Wrong is on over there on Twitch, and he says, Clem says hi. He's shirtless now. Well, you know how I love a shirtless Clem. I know I'm hot and bothered. But, you know, Pixar didn't happen, man. Come on. I want to see that Clem body. For those of you that don't know, Clem and Freddie are part of those Gundam guys over in California, good friends of mine, and they are having they have a model competition, show, convention. They'd never like to call it that, but it kind of is. It's to that level now. I would say that it's earned that title, called Southern California Gunpla Model Competition. It's SCGMC. Just look it up on those on Facebook, and it's really, really cool. Man, hundreds of entries, really top-notch kind of models and stuff. Largest, I should say, Gundam competition in the U.S., larger than GBWC, by the way. Oh, yeah, they're in Arizona. I saw some pictures from you guys down there in IPMS. Tex has posted some pictures on her Instagram and stuff like that. So hope you guys are enjoying it, man. Man, Arizona. Hope you guys are having fun. But man, yeah, tell Clem to send me some shirtless pics. Just DM me. But man, hey, good group of guys. Love those guys, man. I hope I can get out there this year. I really do. Miss those guys a bunch. And if you guys are in Orange County during November, in the middle of November, I think, what is it, Freddie? What's the date on SCGMC? Is it the 11th? Around that time period? Around that? He said you have some pics already, but not recent pics. Come on, Freddie, snap some pics for me and send them to me. I want to see shirtless Clem. November 12th. Awesome. Thank you, Freddie. So if you are in Orange County, California, on or around November 12th, hopefully before, not after, because that's not going to work, hit up SCGMC, look them up, those Gundam guys on Facebook, and yeah, just an awesome time. They got vendors, they've got raffle prizes, door prizes, the whole 9 yards. Oh, 11 and 10. Okay. Or, oh yeah, okay. Wait a minute. 11:10. He's drinking. Jesus. Killing me right now. So November 10th. That's what I thought. Okay. So November 10th. So I apologize. If you're in Orange County, November 10th, check them out. Really, really good time. They've got a bunch of different, categories to enter. They've got beginner. They've got a category for kids. Man, the kids love entering that and winning. You should see their faces. They've got best UC, best alternate universe. They've got an advanced category. Oh yeah, bear guy is the theme this year, so they've got a bear guy category. So that's really, really cool. And bear guys and petite bear guys, all those. That's the theme this year. So, and I should say Clem picked that out because that's his favorite. He loves bear guys. He has a special place in his heart for bear guys. Oh, man. I really hope you guys are having a good time in Arizona, man. That sounds like an awesome, awesome deal. So, all right. So, enough of the drunken revelry from you guys. It's a shirtless Gundam party. Perkana over on Twitch. Nice. I like it. I like it. All right, so we're going to grab our Tamiya Extra Thin over here. We're going to bring it over here. And for those of you who don't know Clem, Gamera Banray, I've known that fucking guy for, God, how long? 15, 17 years maybe? Just through modeling and everything. He's a good dude. Gets on my fucking nerves sometimes, but he's a good dude. I love him. I love him. I admit it. And I want to see shirtless Clem pictures. I will share them with everybody. All right. We need to wipe off some of the excess because I think I put a little bit too much on here. I'm gonna wipe some of that off. There we go. Now she's looking good. Now we're gonna put this on this piece on camera, hopefully. All right, now it's looking pretty damn good. We're gonna get this centered up. So let's get the visor back on so I can see what I'm doing here. Okay, that looks pretty good and centered. Let's measure from side by side to make sure. So that's 2 in the mark. This is, just a little bit over on that side. That's a little too far over. All right, I think we now got it centered up appropriately. Yeah, good. Cool. All right, so let's get this piece in here just to make sure that fits nicely. Yeah, cool. That's snug. That is perfect. Rock and roll. So there is our newly applied strip detail, and everything looks good. Oh, look at that. Tex says hi as well. Hello, Tex. Saw that you got, I saw on Tex's IG story that she got interviewed by, what is that? Oh God, Fine Scale Modeler. So that's awesome. Congratulations on that. That's really cool. I'm really happy for you. Because I do like that that Van Goof. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see. Kind of says, you mean he is a bear guy? That's pretty funny. I gotta admit, that's pretty funny. Jesus. So inappropriate. The conversation's going so inappropriately. Gamer Bud over on YouTube, he says, I like the petite guy and bear guy mobile suits. I was so close on buying the bear guy 3, the sand kit, but traded it out for the real grade Astray red frame. Why would you do that? Bear guys. I mean, look at it on the screen right now. Look at the bottom. Look, I like bear guys. You like bear guys? Everybody loves bear guys. Freddie was wrong. Yep, the goof. Cool. All right, have a good stream. Pool time. Oh, shoot. They're drunk, shirtless, in Arizona and going to the pool. If you live in Arizona, watch the news tonight because I'm sure you'll see a story about a bunch of drunken nerds getting arrested at a hotel pool. If that happens, send me the video because I want to post it on my website. Hey, have a good time, guys. Really, have an awesome time out there. It seems like fun. It's still 100 degrees outside. Are you shitting me? What are you guys, 3 hours? You guys are 3 hours after me. It's about midnight now. So what, 9 p.m.? Yeah, okay, cool. 9 p.m. and it's still 100 freaking degrees outside. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I don't need that. Jeez. All right, so GamerBud says, I know, right? Ace Schultz Berkana, oh man, talk about complicated ideas. It will be on the next to buy for my list. I guess you're talking about the real grade, the Astray. Curly Fries 2500. Awesome name, by the way. I love Curly Fry. Thank you for watching, too, as well. What's the best way to separate parts easier besides cutting the pegs at a 45-degree angle? That is an excellent question. Let me show you a very quick tip that I use all the time when snapping together models and stuff. So what I like to do is have a couple of these guys. Let me zoom out a little bit for you. These are pin vices, right? I really like having a couple of these guys, maybe even that guy too. That's just another version of a pin vise, right? So the other thing that I really like to have are Dremel bits in these kinds of conical shapes here, right? And they will vary in certain shapes. This is kind of like a teardrop shape there. Here's a little bit more acute conical shape there. And then sometimes, even for like larger kind of receiving holes, sometimes you even get this kind of rounded conical shape here. So these are really, really great to use to kind of remount that that receiving hole where the peg goes into. And let me show you just really, really quickly what I mean. Hopefully I can get one of these pieces apart. Maybe this, I don't know if this is glued or not. Let me see. Bear with me, guys, here, because this is actually a very useful tip when you know, assembling your models, when you're snapping together and then trying to take them apart for painting and everything. Okay, cool. So this is an older piece that I haven't I didn't do this on. So as you can see, you know, you've got these inner holes here are pivot holes for that piece. So we don't want to touch those. Those are important. Leave those alone, right? But if you look at the profile, you have a peg hole here, you have a peg hole down here. Those are the ones that we're going to take a look at, and then peg hole here and a peg hole here on these other sides. So for the smaller ones, what I would do is probably use this very thin, super tapered conical reamer, right? And what we're going to do is we're just going to pop this into our pin vise. And like I said, we're just going to remount. We're going to stick this into the receiving hole just like this. And what I like to do is count to 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It slipped on me. That piece comes out, by the way. 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now, what's going to happen is that piece is going to be expanded into kind of a cone shape. It's not going to be a cylinder anymore. And when you put the peg on, it's going to have a lot less surface area to grab onto. So it will still stick together without coming apart, but whoop, super easy to take apart at that point. For these small ones here, this little part comes out. So we're going to pop that out over here. And, you know, no need to ream those parts out because those are just receiving holes for these parts. We're going to do the same thing for all of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to get in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoop. And this one might be a little tricky right here, so you need to be careful. And you don't want to, you know, scratch the rest of the piece. So 1, 2, well, no, that's not going to work. So for that piece in there, I'd still probably do the 45 snip on the pin. This is a special case because it's surrounded by these two kind of static pieces of plastic. But for everything else, if you just ream that out with like a conical shaped bit, 10 turns, 10 rotations is what I find is just the magic number for these things. So if you do that, all of these parts are going to come apart really, really easy for you. And yeah, so that's what I do on all of my models nowadays. So yeah, there you go. Hope that helps. Let's see, what else? Ace Schultz there, he says, I mean, I was going to use the Unicorn Perfect Grade Light Up LED green frame and make an ashtray green frame with it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat, yeah. Let's see, Silver Mav, be back in a bit, need to pick up some mail. Cool, dude. Well, hey, man, Ricardo, thank you for watching, brother. Shoot me a text and everything, just a message when you know, obviously in March, and we'll definitely hook up, dude. That's awesome. Ace Schultz over there, Burkana says, bear guy with me, people. Okay. Bro Builder, hey Tim, I don't think I abandoned the chat. I'm just over here in Brooklyn making piles of styrene file shavings that draw the jealous eye of Tony Montana. Say goodnight to the bad guy. Say goodnight to the bad guy. Love it. Love it. Yeah, I saw the filing that you're doing. I saw that on Instagram. That's a cool thing, man. That's a cool thing. All right, we're going to pop this back together. We're going to put this off to the side there. Curly Fries says, cool, thanks. Would a bigger drill bit like a 2.5 millimeter also work? You know, you have to be careful with drill bits because they do have a tendency to mar the plastic. They have a tendency to bite in too much and just kind of gnarl the piece. So if I had a personal preference, I would stay away from drill bits, quite honestly, because depending on the sharpness of the drill bit, you know, it could just ruin your receiving hole. Honestly, it could just blow it up. Honestly, so yeah, I'd stay away from drill bits if you possibly can. These are very affordable. You know, in the beginning of the stream, there's an Amazon link in the description below on YouTube, and to all of these, you know, these tools here, I've already sourced them out on a page for you guys. So they're all of these are on there right now, so you can go and find those, and they're pretty inexpensive. So definitely these conical grinders, you can use these in Dremels and stuff too. But man, these things, once I started that technique, I've never had a problem getting two parts apart. So really, really good stuff. Chris Wu, for me, I just use art knife, just roll it around a couple. Yeah, that works too. That works too. My only reservation from that was some of the hobby knives, especially like this big Olfa one. Not so much with the little NT cutter, that might do the trick. But in some circumstances, you can't. That rotation gets blocked buy other parts, you know, other pieces of plastic or something like that with this thin conical shape. That one right, oops, sorry, my hand was in the way. That one right there, I find that this one can get into a lot of tighter spots. Obviously not on that shoulder, but yeah, I mean, using a hobby knife would definitely work too. Me personally, I prefer using these because what I also find is that 10 rotation rule just is kind of the magic number for me, and it just leaves the pins and everything just in the perfect amount of friction, but also you know, you can the pieces will come apart a lot easier too. So that's my 2 cents. You know, it really is all about personal preference. You know, just do what you feel is right. That's my thing. So, all right, cool. So it is 12:07. Let's go for a little bit longer here. It's Friday night. We ain't got shit to do. Y'all are watching. It's going to be fun. We're going to pull this piece back over here. This, I think, is good for right now. Obviously, it's not completely cured, but it's good enough to work with for right now. Let's see. Just convenient if you don't have access to that tool. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if you guys don't have access to, you know, those kind of grinding bits, you know, like on Amazon and stuff like that, then yeah, at 100%, the hobby knife will get you by, you know, in a pinch. So yeah, definitely, Chris, definitely. Cool. All right, so let's get our good friend, little bitty Strippy, right, Cha? Our good friend, 1/4 millimeter by 1/2 millimeter. Let's get you zoomed all the way in so you can see little Strippy here. And what we're going to do is we're going to make just a little strip, just a little kind of thing, just like, whoop, I'm off camera. Just like that. We're going to just put a little detail strip right on the top there, and that's going to kind of simulate like a kind of like a heavy-duty latch almost. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get this measured. Let's see exactly how much we're going to need. So I'm going to only go the width of the actual bevel on this. And I think that'll be perfect if we notch it up a couple, like a millimeter or so from the bottom of this piece. So we're looking at 5 millimeter for overall length for this detail strip. So we're going to put our ruler down. We're going to get a little strippy gippy right there. We're going to get a little hobby knife. We're going to go to work. All right, so 5 millimeters is what I said earlier, and we're going to line it up right there and pop. So there we go. All right, we're going to put our little strippy guy over here on the side so we don't lose him. And there's our little guy. There he is. So he is going to be our new little detail strip on that piece. We've got Tamiya extra thin open. We've got our piece right here. So let's pick up our detail piece with the knife here. We're just going to kind of touch that on there with just a little bit of pressure, and that's going to pick up that piece right on that blade. And it's if you just kind of touch it and not use a ton of pressure, then this is going to stick to it. We don't want to mar the surface. That's the last thing you want to do. And we're just going to kiss a little bit of glue on here. And that's what I was afraid of. Damn it. All right, not a problem. See, it came off on the brush because there wasn't enough pressure put on. So we need to find the tweezers. Where'd the tweezers go? Who took my tweezers? Which one of you took my tweezers? Here it is. Sorry. All right, visor down so I can see what I'm doing here. We're going to grab this. We're going to drag it along the brush to get a little bit of glue on the bottom there so we're not forgetting that. And then we're going to put it on the old school way here with the tweezers. Okay. That looks pretty good. Let's get this lined up appropriately here. All right, so there's that. Let's put the cap back on the Tamiya extra thin so we don't have a catastrophe on our hands. And let's see if it can catch the shadow or the light to show you guys. Yeah, so see there you can kind of see the shadow of that little strip on there. That's going to look really quite nice. This is just going to be plain. I figure I'll have like a warning decal on the top of this that'll break up that big solid panel and everything. So it's really, it'll look pretty cool. So what are you guys talking about in the chat? You guys are going crazy over here. Chris Wu says, is he going to plan to join GBWC with this Jesta? I don't know. Kevin Zhang, Mr. Dash, he was asking me the other day because I commented on one of his posts. Kevin's a friend of mine. I like Kevin a lot, and we have a nice little rivalry going. I think both of us are kind of on similar levels, I guess. And I really respect him. That's what it really comes down to. I respect him. His skill level is amazing, and his thought process that goes into each piece that he builds is just off the charts. He's a very creative guy. So he was asking me, or actually, like I said, I was posting on one of his posts on his page, and I just commented, and then he asked me, he says, so you're joining GBWC? And, like I told him, I'm kind of tossing the idea around. I don't know exactly right now. And even if I did, it would just be for fun, because none of these projects, the Spartan, the Jesta, none of these would win, GBWC. So I don't even have any sort of illusion in that. It would just straight up be for the fun of putting something out there, and seeing what people think about it. That would be it. So again, I don't even know if I'm going to do that. I'm still tossing the idea around. So I know in the beginning of the year I was not going to. I was like staunchly against joining GBWC this year. I just wanted to take the year off, focus on streaming, focus on video. Obviously, we got the streaming in a pretty good, way right now, and hopefully, the video will follow suit very soon. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, good question. Good question. Burkana says, the goofs took them because you goofed up. Somebody's got dad jokes. Oh, man. And these guys are going back and forth. Jesus, with the dad jokes. Come on, guys. That's sort of what I'm building, a Ron Burrell Zaku 2 mine layer. I like the idea. For me, okay, Chris, for me, just focus on is a fun club and be social on GBWC. Yeah, I guess I should be honest with everybody. Well, honestly, I think I should be honest with myself. I love competition. I am a very, very competitive person, and when I want to enter GBWC, the competitive nature of me, if I'm going to enter, I want to win. I'll be the first one to say that, and I know I shouldn't be like that. Trust me, I know, but I am super, super competitive, and I strive to be the best in whatever it is that I'm doing. Competition is just so much fun. Competition breeds excellence, and man, it's just so much fun. When you feel that competition vibe, or at least when I do, it kicks up that creative mentality, and it just starts to form. You start to form ideas faster. Your synapses start firing faster, and you just get into this zone where everything just seems to go right. When you're building a model, you get tunnel vision, and you can just see the end product coming to life. And I love that. I absolutely love that. And it's addictive too. It's like an adrenaline rush. It's like these guys that go jump out of planes and stuff like that, man. At least for me it is. I know not everybody's like that. And mind you, I respect I respect that fact. But man, it is so much fun for me to compete and, put my work up against someone else's and be judged, you know, uh, judged, based on your work and, your vision of things. There's no feeling like it, man. It really isn't. I love that feeling. But like I said, this year, if I do enter, I do have a different mentality this year. It's just for fun. Next year, I think I'm going to be full in. All cards on the table, fight mode, basically. Fight mode. So, I enjoy it too. I love getting together. I love talking to the guys that enter GBWC. I love mingling with them. I don't get to see them or interact with them all the time. So man, it's so much fun going up there. It's just fun meeting people too. Like, especially like people that enter for the first year, or their first time. Oh man, it's just awesome, and getting to talk to those people and seeing their experiences and stuff like that. It's really cool. So, that's my thoughts on GBWC this year. So we'll see. I'm not going to promise anything, so we'll see. So, let's see what else is going on here. William Wilms, one of our great supporters. Thank you, William. He says, I enjoy these people who are just putting in models in GBWC just for fun. What the? People IMing me. Okay. Yeah, man. Sometimes that's just what you do. You just put it in for fun. You just kind of throw it in there and see what happens. So, good stuff. Let's see. Percana over on YouTube, he says, I love it when a plan comes together. Nice A-Team reference. I like that. Bro Builder says, I am of the same mind. I am competitive, but want to show my work for the joy of it. I compete against myself. Yeah, me too. Hey Schultz, me too, bro. Every kid, I always try a new thing. I always try to get better. Awesome. Chris Wu, I never take serious in winning, mostly because it is a hobby for fun, but it gives you a feeling to give it all and earn something for the appreciation. Absolutely. Yeah. No, 100% I agree with you. 100% agree with you. It's just my competitive nature, though. Some people are just, super laid back, like Josh Dara, my good friend. He just entered to enter this year. I mean, his Gavsley was mind-blowing. It was awesome. I love the way it looks, but he didn't have any aspirations of winning or placing or anything like that. He just wanted to go hang out and have fun with the boys, so I totally get that, and that's awesome. That's an awesome feeling, and that's kind of where I am too this year, so I'm just kind of in fun mode this year. Really, I'm just having fun with it. So totally get that. But man, next year gloves are off. We're going in for a fight. Not a little one. I'm just, having fun, building models, being geeks. So, good stuff there. Let's check in with Facebook, because I've been neglecting them all night. Michael Wine's on there. Angel's over there. Or at least he was. He's probably shirtless with all the rest of those Gundam guys over there. Those crazy people, man. Crazy people. Good folks, man. Good folks. Chris Wu says, but I still feel very pressured when I see Hong Kong display. Oh, dude, right? Hong Kong's no joke, man. It's no joke at all. Ooh. Oh, man. Silver Maverick Ricardo says, I feel Josh's kits would be better for Urazaku. Dude, I know, right? I really wish they opened up, the Urazaku to a wider array of people, because I think my style and Josh's style is pretty similar. We're both on the technical spectrum of builders, and yeah, man, Urazaku is definitely geared toward the craftsmanship. So yeah, I wish Urazaku was a little bit, I guess, more accepting. I don't know, maybe that's not the right term, But yeah, I love seeing them, the crazy things those guys that enter Orizaku, man. Those are big boy builders right there, man. I love those things. Perkana says, I like entering not expecting to win, and I'm never in a hurry to finish one. There you go. Yeah. Any of the GBWC sometimes just blows my mind. Yeah. Yeah, no, Chris, yeah, definitely E-Day style. Chris Wu said over on YouTube says he's more E-Day style, E-Day Ing. Wonderful builder. What, E-Day's from Hong Kong, yeah? I think so, if I remember correctly. Just, wow. Seeing his works, you know, several years back in GBWC, just kind of, you know, it showed to me where the bar was set. He set that bar super high. Him and guys like Shunegi from Japan with his new Gundam, and obviously Win, you know, with his creations and things, man, they just set the bar just higher and higher and higher. And as you know, as a modeler entering competitions, man, you gotta try to reach for that bar, you know. So it is what it is. Let's fix the tag again because it's creeping up on me. Damn. Not all my shirts are like this, people. I'm going to tell you that right now. Most of all my shirts, except for this one, are really comfortable, and the tags don't do this. But damn it, I'm going to end up cutting this damn tag out. Anyway, here we are. How are you guys? Anyway. Let's see what we've got here. Let's see if we've got good measurements on this, because I forgot to do that. Probably a little late to be doing this since it's already glued, but it's looking good. Yep. Maybe move that. Try to move down that side a little bit. All right. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right, let's pack it up. Let's put this all back together and let's see what this puppy looks like, because it's now what, almost 12:30. So yeah, it's getting on in time, everybody. Getting on in time. So I think we'll put this together, see what it looks like, maybe finish up for the night, and yeah. Have a good weekend and all. So let me zoom you back out, because I know being all the way zoomed in like that is not going to be a good look for me putting this leg together. So that's the wrong piece. This is the piece we want. Now this is the piece that always gives me a hard time, because you got to put this side in first. Pain in the butt. All right, so that side is complete, looking good there, except for the vent that we'll put on last. Yeah, that's still fine. So there's a proper order on some of these parts and putting them together, but I think we're still fine. Oh, where did that? Oh, it's still on there. Okay, cool. So the only piece we need is this piece right here. And then these parts, these front vent hoods right there, they just go on like that last. And there we go. Cool. Look at that front leg. That's kind of sexy, I think. What do y'all think? I think that looks good. Let's zoom in. Whoop. Oh, come on, tape. There we go. Zoom it in, zoom it in, zoom it in. Yeah, look at that. That's kind of sexy with that new little thruster vent there. Look at that kind of heat shielding. I think that's quite nice. I think that ties it together rather well. And honestly, looking at it now, I don't even think I'm going to do anything over on the side here. I think I'm going to leave it as is. Maybe a notch here or there, just to sprinkle in you know, just a little bit of flavor. Maybe one down here or something like that. But nothing crazy. You know, obviously there'll be some decals and stuff like that over, you know, all over this place because you know how I love decals. But man, yeah, I think this is looking really quite nice. I'm very happy with this. You know, this front part, this is pretty much done right there. You can see that scribe that, you know, kind of gives the illusion of separate pieces right here. It's pretty cool looking. So honestly, I think all I have to do is finish up this piece right here and really just kind of these little offshoot pieces here. And then I have to scribe the notches on this piece and do the offshoots there. And then this leg is done. Yeah, imagine that. That leg will be done. And then I think what I might do next is maybe start to work on one of these arms. And actually, what we might do is we might do these in tandem because the arms, obviously, excuse me, are different. Because this one has, you know, the clip rack. This one has the beam saber rack. So structurally, they are a tad bit different in design. So I think we might be working on these next. These will be next week. And I think I can come up with some really cool designs, especially in these, you know, areas up here and, you know, off to the side. We can utilize some of these angles and stuff like that for pattern, for panel lines and things. I think that'll look pretty damn cool. And then also, man, this, okay, see this area right around the beam saber? That just screams, I want detail. Screaming to me, I want detail. We can do so much here and here and in these little kind of recessed parts. Man, yeah. All back here seems pretty good. I like the level of detail in that, so I don't think I'm gonna mess with that too much. What I really love to do is do panel lines similar to the leg here. So you see the front of the leg. Let me catch the light there. See how it has those kind of like nice square box panel lines? I do the same thing to the back too. And I think I just like that look aesthetically. I really do. And I like to do the same thing with the upper arms, both front and back. And hell, even now, I'm looking at it, the shoulder assembly here is also square, so we can do something similar to that on the shoulders. Even though you may not see it readily too much, but man, yeah, just I think these will be fun. These will be fun. And then once those are done, then we got this guy to work on, the upper body. And then we'll move on to the skirts and backpack weapons, all that junk. So fun times. Let's get the visor off here, and we'll close it out with you guys. So, excuse me. Let's go back to one camera here so I can wrap it up. Let's go. Let's check out the chat real quick before we wrap it up. Gumble Fixation. Tim, when's the next stream? Great question. Thank you for asking, Jimmy. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays is the new schedule, and so it's 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's U.S. time. So check your local listings. So Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 10 to 12. That will be my stream schedule. So tune in, please do. Chris Wu says, looks all good together. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that, buddy. Been thinking idea using the Stark Jagan flight pack incorporated with the Jesta would look wonderful. Dude, now that I think about it, that would be a pretty dope combination, man. Huh. You put the shoulder mounted missile on there as well. You could have a Stark Jesta. Think about that. That would be cool. Really nice. I like it. I like it. If you do that, you need to send me pictures because I want to see it. I'm sure everybody else in the world wants to see it too. So that would be cool. All right, let's check in one last time with Facebook, see what they're doing over there. I Play Games Freeman. Let's see what he's saying. Sup, brother? That's Mikey Wan. Good, good. He says, do you stream on Twitch as well? I Play Games Freeman. Yes, we are multi-streaming right now, buddy. We are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch all at the same time. And he says, oh, I see your feed. Gonna shoot your follow. Thank you, man. I Play Games Freeman. Thank you. I appreciate that, dude. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. So good stuff going on over there. Really like the reaction there. That's awesome. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up, man, guys. Have an absolutely wonderful weekend. Build something cool this weekend. You know, for me at least. And if you have any questions or any comments or anything like that, shoot them over to me. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, what have you. Email me. You can do that on the Child of Mecha website, childofmecha.com. And yeah, so have an awesome weekend. We will be back on Monday night to continue on with the good old Jesta. And until then, have a wonderful weekend. Be safe out there, guys. And to you guys out there at the IPMS Arizona, send me pics of the debauchery that you guys are right now experiencing in that pool in your drunken states. I'm sure that will be entertaining. So, all right, guys, until next time, I'm Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. We will see you Monday. Thanks.